Meal planning has probably been one of the most excruciating experiences on my fitness journey. I mean, to eat well and to have the lifestyle and to have the body that you want, you have to keep track of your calories, keep track of your protein, and even have to have your diet be primarily whole foods. At least that's what they say. But how come every time when I go shopping, I already spent half of my paycheck on the whole foods? Why is it to have the healthy lifestyle that I want, to eat the way that I need to eat, it costs so much more than just processed food? What if I told you that there are answers to this? And as frustrating as it can lose motivation for you. And it's harder for low income families as well to have access to fresh produce instead of processed foods that, in consequence, have terrible conditions for us. There is a part that plays in this, government responsibility being the reason, the effects of this on our health and citizens, and how we can change it and what you can do. Crops. One of the biggest reasons for why processed food is less expensive than fresh produce is because of crops growing. Government has a way that they overgrow certain crops, which makes it less expensive over time. Adam G, host of the show The G Word, states this in his series, saying, quote, "We slid into a system where we're subsidizing the crops we don't exactly need to subsidize. Instead, we should be subsidizing crops that are scarcer, crops that in time will actually become affordable," end quote. His passion about this and what the show surrounds is government workings in our daily life, in which farming is a government work in daily life, or at least a government work that has responsibility to it. Another reason why produce might be more expensive than processed foods is taxation. To take care of produce, there's a lot of care that goes into it. Quality control, supply, transportation, just to take care of it. With this process posed by the government, that's why it becomes more expensive when it's finally put on the shelf for everybody else. Another reason, the effects that it has on its citizens. The reason why a lot of people, especially low-income households, go for processed food is because it's cheaper, it's more accessible, it has a longer shelf life than fresh produce. No wonder why they would go for it. But there are consequences to this. Northwall, a health organization, wrote about this, saying, quote, "The study in Warwick has found nearly 40% of Americans are paying more for fruits and vegetables, paying 40% more for fruits and vegetables, which because of that, it causes lower consumption for those products. When it doesn't become as accessible to you, it becomes frustrating. When it already takes away most of your budget, it doesn't make it possible to get the other things that you need. Therefore, you have to go for the other one. But with this comes long-term harmful consequences like chronic illness. And with chronic illness comes a huge financial burden with that consequence." Lastly, what can you do? What can the government do to change this? How can we fix this situation? 2 words: farm subsidizing. Farm subsidize, to make it more clear, is the process of the government giving money to farmers. And this could be for many reasons, 2 of the most popular being because of natural disasters or because of the demand of certain crops. Though an article by Sentient writes that the majority of these subsidies are going towards big businesses and not struggling family farms. Why is that? Why is it that we're giving the money to executives instead of local farms? It becomes more difficult to give them the resources that they need in order to grow fresh produce. But with changing where we're putting the money, we're able to expand on what we can sell. And like with Adam Conover's point from the first point that I made, it over time becomes cheaper, more accessible, which will later fix people's health, or at least give them more access to choosing it. But what can you do? How can you play a part in this? What can you do to change it? Support your local farmers. Go to a farmer's market, buy the little basket of berries, buy the carton of eggs. In Manteca, eggs are around $4 to $7 buying locally, which beats the $12 eggs that you would find at your local Target or Walmart. Helping your community is what helps you and helps them in return. With the money that you're able to give them, they're able to expand on their resources, if not by farm subsidize. In conclusion, we have gone over the reasons why government control when it comes to policies in regarding to prices. We have gone over the illness that can come with these disastrous effects of not having access to those healthy foods. And lastly, we have gone over what you can do to change it. Health is so important. Health should be accessible to everyone, especially if it is the things that we need to live, like food. To support each other, to support one another, it's important to prioritize and to show that it is needed